Sure everything's all good and up and running. It should be. It should be. It's Grindtober Day 2, Hyperion, 6-star featured. Still rolling. Still rolling. How's it going, everybody? Rob vonShoe here. Hope you guys are doing most excellent. Happy Friday. Still putting up points for the featured Hyperion, going top 100, hoping to get that shiny 6-star champ. We'll see. We'll see. Day 2 is rough. Day 2 is always rough. But it is the start of the weekend. It is the first day of October. So that's saying something, right? Hoping to start the weekend off with a bang. I'm just still running through dudes. Just still running through my champs. Ah, boy. Hope you guys have had a most excellent day since the last stream yesterday, as a matter of fact. Do that, do that, do that. We wound up getting a first round of new objectives, the Venom and Carnage objective. It's where you gotta, like, do the same tried and true nonsense where it's like, punch dudes 10 times with a light attack, punch dudes 10 times with a medium attack. It's like, yeah, okay, but that's something to do, but it's not really fun. Oh well, what are you gonna do? If you want an easy way or a straightforward way to get that done ASAP with as little energy as possible, get it done in one sitting, basically. I got a video posted on the channel that came out a little bit earlier. It's only 30 seconds, just gave it a look over. You know exactly where to go, who to bring, what to do. Get that all done, easy peasy. Worked out pretty okay. I'm done with mine already. But I still got to remember, I still got to finish the objectives from last month, you know. KO X-Men this many times, fight 4-star champs that many times, so on and so forth. You know, the fun, tedious nonsense. It does lead to something, though. You have to have one of those trees completely cleared, preferably, I think, by the time the next event starts, in order to unlock some of the benefits of that next event. So, if you can get one of them done, even if it's like the super easy one, then that's good. That helps. So I'm speaking for myself. I got to do that because I haven't cleared out a whole tree yet. So put it on a to-do list. I'm looking up at the energy meter. I'm going to try and remember in like half an hour or so to go and burn off some of that energy. I'm still farming pots and revives. The idea being, since the arena's over on Sunday night, I gotta do one of those labyrinth pushes for Karina's challenge. So I've got a whole boatload of revives and pots, and they're gonna start expiring if I don't get to them by early next week. So, yeah, I figure, hey, you know, just keep on rolling. Just keep on rolling. Want to say big howdy, big welcome to Scar. Scarco saying, thank you for the video. I hadn't chosen a team, and I was like, why do I need a fight against Venom or Carnage? Yeah, I know. And it's just for the Grandmaster shards too, so it's not terribly exciting. Yeah, I get that it's meant to be accessible, and it's supposed to be like a relatively easy 4-star Carnage or Venom. But, I don't know. I'm one of those kind of guys that I'm really bothered by having things left undone. And, like, having that, like, one red notification. So it's like, all right, I gotta go read the mail, gotta go do this, gotta do that. So I just get it done, get it out of the way. It's really funny because now that I've got so much stuff in overflow, I have 4 unread messages with a bunch of loot with stuff that I can't claim or else it goes in overflow. So I'm secretly freaking out inside. Jacob stopping by saying, what's up, all? Howdy, howdy, Jacob. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of you out there as well. I'm Rob vonShoe. Pleasure seeing you guys. Pleasure having you guys here. If this is the first time checking out the channel. For everybody else, welcome back. Good to see you. What do you guys got going on for weekend plans? Going out, staying in, some adventures here, some nonsense there. I'm gonna go pick out a pumpkin. think that sounds like a good time to me. Especially since I didn't really get to do any of that last year. Because everything was shut down and I wasn't going out and about anyway. But this year, I got time to make up for. Go on some adventures, have some good times. PP saying, hey, hey. Howdy do, bud. Howdy do. So fun, also pivoting from that, in addition to Grindtober Fest, Day 2, it's also Inktober, which is a really fun, purely just for fun, artistic exercise. It's where you get to draw a picture every day for the entire month in ink, based off of a prompt for like the official Inktober event. So wanted posting that. Today's topic was crystal, which for this game is very appropriate. That's over on Twitter. A number of other people wound up posting from the community as well. Just if you're interested, it's just for fun, just for some lulz. But it's cool. It's a cool exercise, and you know it's also fun tying it in with the game and the community too. So. Both are max sig and have been for a long time. My fear is that the next month they'll be like, you chose Venom, now you get shards. If you chose Carnage, then you get Freck. Yes, that's exactly what I was worried about too. I went back and reread the message. I'm like, I didn't see anything in the message, and I don't remember seeing anything in like any of the event posts or any of that. I went with Venom. I mean, it didn't really matter to me. I was like, hey, they're both cool. But, man, that that would be a kicker, wouldn't it? Still locked down for a few weeks more. Yeah. It really is, just depends on where you're at. It's super regional right now. Like, I'm out in Los Angeles, right? So we're really hit and miss. But right now, everything is mostly open again. So we'll see how long that lasts. Watch the most recent episode of What If? No spoilers. Best episode so far. I would... Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Overall, I think I liked it the best. So no spoilers again. It's not spoiling this episode. Might, I don't know, it doesn't really spoil the other episodes either. But, honestly, I mean, each episode of What If is about 30 minutes long, right? And they keep the show moving. They cover a lot of ground in that 30 minutes, which is really nice. But my contention is that they've done more for the character of Black Widow and for Captain Marvel in, like, guest spots or, like, little 5-minute increments if they're one of the main characters or whatever in that show than they have in entire standalone movies. So I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It's got some really good, snappy, quick character growth, developments, one-liners, action, set pieces, all that. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it an awful lot more than I thought I would have going into today, you know. So good on them. I hope it gets renewed for season 2. I just, yeah, more of it. Also posted your cheese video today and a ton of line chats. Oh, thanks, PP. Appreciate that, bud. Thanks for getting the word out. In Australia, as soon as we get a couple of cases, they shut everything down again. In a week or so ago, we were getting 2,000 new cases a day. Yeah, that's nuts. Well, hopefully that passes, and hopefully, you know, the world opens up a little bit again. Nice to see another Angelino playing mcoc. Absolutely, bud. Hope you dodged the heat today. I did. I was at work for a good chunk of the day, so had an AC going, which was really nice. It was a little toasty in the car, you know, driving one way and the other, but yeah, it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst. We had a bit of the Santa Anas picking up though, more so yesterday than today, which a little wind is nice. I actually really like a moderate amount of breeze. But, I mean, once those Santa Anas really get going, then that's no fun. Transition straight away from one season to the next, from summer into wind. And then we got wind for a few weeks or a month and a half. And then the next season rolls around, go from wind to fire. That sucks. And then we're in fire season for a while. We got about a week of winter, spring, fall, all wrapped into one, and then it's back to summer again. Ryan asks, how's the grind going? It's good. It's good. I'm getting into the chunk of my grind time now. So we'll see. I'm still maintaining that there's no way Hyperion is going to break arena records. I do not see him going more than Hercules and breaking that 170 odd some cutoff. I just don't see it. But that being said, certainly do still have my work cut out for me in the next day and change, putting on more points and hope for the best. You know, and that's all I can do at the end of the day. Just hope for the best. Hobbit popping by. Hey, babes. Hey, Hobbit. How you doing, bud? Happy Friday. Hey, Fridays are date nights, right? It always used to be. Remember back in high school, right? As soon as you got close to the weekend, everybody's like, what are you doing? What are you doing for Friday? Or what are you doing? And all couples like, we're going out on dates, we're going here, we're going there, we're doing this, we're doing that. It's a much younger, much more innocent time. Casual Cashew, what up, bud? Yeah, the Fire Nation is definitely attacking all up and down California right now. Yep. We had a big old, so again, I'm in Los Angeles, right? Last weekend, we had a big, massive wave of smoke blowing in. Like a massive wave of smoke. Like you could smell it. The sky was turning all the shades of like red and orange and gray. I'm like, dude, this is so weird. I see, obviously I see the smoke and I smell it, but usually you can see like the plume of smoke of where the fire's coming from off over the horizon, but nothing today. So I'm like, where is this coming from? It was blown in from the big massive fire upstate. So that fire is one of the largest in the state's history and caught the winds and made its way down the coast. So fun times. Rylan says, use Mr. Negative in your next fight for me. Sure. Yeah, why not? He's just so much fun. I mean, I don't think he's off a cooldown, but I'll refresh him. He's just a fun champ to play. As soon as I get the opportunity, I'm taking mine to rank 3, and then once the arena rolls around next month, I'm grinding for an Awakening. I love that dude. Still getting a feel for using him on like a fight to fight basis, but for survivability, but just like for one-off arenas where I can still practice and learn and make mistakes without much consequence. Dude is straight up legit. And I'm assuming he's got a synergy with Anti-Venom, right? Like Mr. Negative's kit should already be updated with a synergy with Anti-Venom, and then I would hope it's the other way around as well. So it'll be a fun pairing next month too. Oh. Battle of the Silver Dudes. Stop it. I would like to think that I've gotten used to the new parry timing now that like parry's broken and like the new system and the way they're doing things, but fights like that, I just get absolutely rinsed trying to reparry in the middle of a combo. It's rough. What up, Cyber? Hey, Rob, how's it hanging? It's going well. It's going well, day 2. Day 2 always sucks. Day 2 is the worst for grinds because it's like right in the middle of the slog, you know? But I'm still trying to be positive and still going for this one. And yeah, I mean, it's Friday, so I'm in a good mood. How are you doing? Little wind is lovely in LA, but when those Santa Anas let loose while I'm climbing in Malibu Creek or Texas Canyon, it gets terrifying. It's always sketchy being on the wall with 35-mile-an-hour winds. Yes, especially because they come out of nowhere, too. It's not like a constant 35 or constant wind that you can just, you know, shift your weight and get used to it, right? It's like you get a gust and then nothing. You get a gust and then nothing. All right, come on, dude. Let's see if I can bank a Fury. There we go. See, this one's tough with Hyperion with all the power gain. There we go. Yeah, they just KO too fast. I still don't know how to dress for fire season. I just rock the usual uniform. Basketball shorts, t-shirt. I suppose the one thing coming off of last year is that I still got a bunch of masks handy, so if it's extra dusty or if the fire is close by and it's actually starting to rain ash, those come in handy. I'm a couple hours north of LA, and the ash was crazy for a couple days last week. Sometimes just a red ball in the sky. Yeah, it's ominous, you know? It's super ominous. Like, I've been here my whole life, and there have been crazy fire seasons for basically the last 20 years. Almost at this point. So it's like, on one hand, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, the fire's off that away. It's like, even if the winds shift, it should be fine. Or not. But, especially when you see the sun change color like that, you're like, oh, man, there's shenanigans afoot. Lovely. 18 minutes into the live stream, and you're getting connection errors already. Love it. I'm really hoping that they wind up fixing some of that for a next patch. Still waiting for that Mr. Negative rank 3. I know. You and me both. You and me both. It's gonna happen. I thought I had the parry timing. And then I was trying to do Thorn's Path and Variant 6 with Magneto, and I had to restart a bunch of times. Yeah, because it's sneaky, right? It's super sneaky. Especially if the AI isn't playing ball. It's like you think you got their timing down too, and nope. They're like, no, I'm just going to hold for an extra half second. And that just completely throws off your timing and off your game. Fadlil says, good morning from Indonesia. Robin chat. Well, howdy, howdy. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Grindtober Fest, day 2. I think I'm going to run with that now. It's like, I like it. I like it. It's timely. It's appropriate. But I hope you're doing well, bud. Welcome to the insanity. Howdy, howdy to Reaper as well. Best I can do is a 2-star Mr. Negative. Dude, I got one of those as well. That was from the Marvel Insider, I think, right? That's where we got that. So it's pretty cool. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6-star Mr. Negative. Good. Gonna see Venom tomorrow. Nice. Let me know what you think. I haven't seen it yet, so I mean, don't spoil it. But I'm hearing more and more positive fan reviews, which is good. Seems like it got roasted pretty good by like the critics, but I don't really respect what their point of view much anymore. So if the fans like it, then I'm gonna like it. Howdy, Daniel. How's it going? Happy Friday. What's up, man? How much you grind to? About 130 million minimum. So here's my contention, is that you got some people like Chicken Littling and crying that or freaking out that they think that Hyperion is going to break arena records. I seriously doubt that he will. I seriously doubt that he will. And the reason for that is because both Stark Spidey and Medusa wound up going for 120 apiece. First round. If you go on to the Reddit, and then there's a Google Doc, I suppose, from Arena Results Night, keeping track of it, the round 2 score looks like it's a lot higher, but the only reason for that is because of lack of data. So like the round 2 results are from like the people who placed 20th. So cutoff was like 120, 130. Hyperion, I would argue, has a little bit better fan reception, I think, than those two, so it might be a little bit higher than that 120. So that's why I'm saying 130. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to just try and put up as many points as I can and hope for the best. If I do get Hyperion, he will eventually be a rank 3 contender. But rank 2, I think, is the best I can muster right now. Just freaking tier 4 basics, and most importantly, tier 4 class is like an absolute premium. Tier 5 basic is cool. Tier 2 alpha is like, hey, I got some of that, but man, those freaking tier 4 CCs. Like, the game could throw 100 of them at me, and I still would need more. Excuse me. It's ridiculous. It's kind of annoying. Like, I get it from a business perspective. Like, if by creating bottlenecks of resources makes things more scarce, you gotta be a bit smarter about your rank ups, and then when they throw cash offers at you, then, you know, you got a hungry audience. But still, dang, man, kind of sucks. Ghost Dog with the dog raid. What up, Ghost Dog? Thank you muchly for the raid. Appreciate that, bud. How are you doing tonight? Dana says, oh, right, how much you grinding to? PP says no compensation Vember. Man, if we can get through an entire month without compensation, wouldn't that be something? I'm not sure we got through a month this year without compensation. How sad is that? Like, I'll take free loot, but it's just every month, it's a little silly. It's just a little silly. Howdy, Joey. I agree on the critics. I don't listen or follow any of them. Yeah, I think it's because they're looking for different things than I think the audience is at this point, right? Like, the audience goes in to be entertained, and what's entertaining isn't always like, I don't know, the definition of being an art snob. Or necessarily highbrow either, right? So, like, if you go into a movie like Venom, for instance, where I anticipate that it's good just based off of what some of my friends have been saying, but I can't imagine that it's going to be like an Oscar contender. The difference being is that I don't want it to be an Oscar contender. I'm okay with it not being an Oscar contender. I want to go, I want to sit down, I want to be entertained for a couple hours, I want to be told an interesting story, have some fun, and then at the end of the couple hours, be like, hey, that was cool. If it does that, then it gets thumbs up for me. Not like, the way that Tom Hardy carried himself throughout the film is a parallel to... It's like, no. If I'm thinking that much in the middle of the movie, then the movie is failing. I don't want my mind to wander. I want the movie to, like, take me along for a journey. Adam's saying Shang-Chi was a lot of fun. I don't know if you saw it at all. I did. I just saw it 2 weeks ago. So I was a little late, but I did see it. I agree that Venom, the first one, was like structurally a bad movie. Yeah. Come on, Hawkeye. But I was crying, laughing. It was a great time. Yeah, exactly. And for films like that too, you gotta like, you gotta not give it a pass, but you gotta be willing to roll with a couple of things. I mean, same's true with Iron Man 1, right? Like the villain, Ironmonger and all that, it's so dumb, and the final battle is so stupid. It's so stupid. Like the CG is not great. Like, it doesn't even make sense the way that, like, why Ironmonger is doing the things, or the way that he's doing it. But it's like, who cares? Because Tony Stark is, like, chewing the scenery. Robert Downey Jr. is, like, creating this character that's going to define a generation of films. It's like, I'm just along for that ride, you know? Shang-Chi, I think, is kind of the same way. I'm very interested in the characters coming back. I think the resolution is... I'm not going to spoil anything, so if you haven't seen it yet, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to speak generally. I did not like the ending. I thought the ending was dumb. I thought the ending was dumb for a reason that I'm not... For a similar reason to why I'm not looking forward to Eternals. I'm sure Eternals is going to be fun for characters and character interactions, but I don't know. That part I'm not looking forward to. They certainly left a lot of different breadcrumbs in Shang-Chi for like where the story could go next and how it ties into the overall, you know, Phase 4. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I went. I was entertained. I had fun. Some parts I liked. Some parts I thought were either dumb or a waste of time. But overall, I liked it. I liked it. Certainly the best film that they've put out in the last couple. I did not like Black Widow at all. Except for Florence Pugh as Yelena. She's a lot of fun, but like everybody else, no. No. Okay, so if you haven't seen, I'm not spoiling What If either, but like I was saying earlier, how What If is like redefining and recontextualizing characters for me. They did a better job with Black Widow in 10 minutes of screen time on last week's episode of What If than they did in the entire Black Widow movie. So, it's like, it's sad on one hand that they blew a whole budget on a very bad movie when a cartoon did it better in 10 minutes, but still got those 10 minutes. Reaper says, I've decided I'm buying both deals for the preview bundle for Null and Anti-Venom. Hey, well, I mean, the nice thing about that is that we've got the heads up this time, right? So we know it's coming. So can squirrel away a little bit extra for it. And honestly, I wish everybody the best of luck if you're going for it, those bundles. And if you're tempted, then I would certainly stay away from Reddit for a couple of days. Or like line chat or Discord, because there's going to be people who are like, yeah, I bought 5 crystals and I got 4 6 stars out of them. 2 of them being featured. It's like, get out of here. I know, Scar, about arenas. I know. But I'm still hopeful. I'm still hopeful that enough people are like, he's going to go high, he's going to go high. It's going to scare enough people away where it's like, he doesn't. Because that's happened before. And then everybody's like, oh, we kind of freaked out a little bit, didn't we? And everybody's like, yeah, dude, we kind of did. And then the second round, then he goes nuclear because everybody's like, he went super low the first round. That's happened before, so... We'll see. Again, I'm just going to keep going, and whatever happens, happens. Happy Friday, man, says Daniel. I just pulled a 6-star Hyperion from the free Marauder crystals. Son of a mother. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I've been trying to stay away from my Alliance feed because they've been pulling Hyperions all over the place, too. And then the couple of Hyperion calves that I've opened and the Marauder crystals I've opened, just 3-star junk. Nothing but 3-star junk. Hurts. Let me get this right. E-girl saying, yo, howdy, howdy. If the critics haven't read more comics than you, then they're wrong. Yeah, you got an appreciation of the source material. It's the same kind of thing as like when people are like, The Walking Dead show is amazing. And I'm like, hey, I'm glad you like it. That's cool. Have you read the comics? And then occasionally someone gets defensive about it. It's like, I don't have to read the comics to appreciate the show. I'm like, no, you're absolutely right. The only reason I bring that up is like, if you're a fan of the show, then there's more. There's a whole nother world. If you dig the show, then it's like, that's great. Welcome down the rabbit hole. That sort of thing. It's like, I'm not trying to dump on the show. I'm excited that you're excited. That Tier 4 CC wall back in the day was when I maxed all my 2s and 3s. I love that they've got special arenas. Yep. Back in the day with extra resources. I remember those days. You're swimming in this stuff. I agree that the game being broken really is a bummer, but as a newer player, it's been fun having all the extra AQ revives to get better with the boss fights. That's true. That is true. Especially if you got like a whole heap ton of content to do, then yeah, I reckon that would probably go a long way. Chris Brown says, I've got very low expectations for Venom 2. That's fair. That's fair. It's probably not a bad thing, because then you go in and, you know, if you wind up having a good time, then it's like, hey, that's a pleasant surprise. That's pretty cool. Be more with the dog raid. Cheers, bud. I'm late. What's up, Rob? What up, Be More? It's all good. I'm just glad to see you. Redwood says, what up, Rob in chat? Howdy, howdy, Redwood. Adam says, I loved it. I've got no shame in my love for bad movies. As long as I'm having fun, who cares if it's considered good? Yeah, exactly. Especially if you go with like one of your good friends, right, and it's an empty theater. Man, I've had some of my best cinema experiences like that. Because then you can just be as loud and rowdy as possible and just like heckle the heck out of the movie and riff and just have fun with it. I don't remember if Cole is... I think Cole is metal. Cole should be metal. The ending for Shang-Chi was about as MCU as you could get. That's a very, very wise, accurate way of describing it. That's a very accurate way to describe it. Like, the bus fight was cool. If the rest of the movie had been like the bus fight, I would have been much happier. But then they went full MCU, and you should never go full MCU. Don't talk to taters about films then. He gets way into their structural flaws. It depends which films. Just like any which film? Yeah, probably. I probably won't. If we're talking about like films that try to have well thought out structural paths and twists, then that could be a fun conversation. Get out of here, Mags. No part of Black Widow was about Black Widow. It was clearly all about introducing Yelena, right? Nothing about the Black Widow movie gave me any greater appreciation or understanding of the character. Like, nothing at all. It's like one of those things, honestly, with like Solo. And I know some people really like the Solo movie. I personally do not. So I don't want to intentionally like bag on that film. But just similar to Black Widow, for me at least, it like goes into explaining things that I have no interest or desire in having explained. It's like, I don't care about the Red Room. I don't care about Kid Natasha. I don't need to know that. I know that she was there. I know that, you know, she trained there and she was an assassin, and now she's not. Cool. That's all I need to know. Just like with Solo, is like, yes, the Kessel Run. I don't need to see the Kessel Run. It's more fun being like this thing that just, this lore, right? But no, we got a full movie just so we could see the Kessel Run. We got a full Black Widow movie so we can go back to the Red Room again. So she can break her nose and beat the boss. Ta-da! So dumb. So dumb. I survived Thanos' invasion of Earth twice. I fought aliens and giant robots. And this is my finale, my solo film. I'm gonna beat the bad guy by breaking my own nose. What? Really? So dumb. So dumb. But she's getting paid, though. That's the news from today, is that she's getting paid, so... You know, honestly, she earned it, and that was part of her contract, and they stiffed her, so she's getting paid like she should have in the first place, and good on her for suing Disney in the first place for it. Redwood got a 6-star Hyperion from 5. I was going to go for a 10 and drop the 3K units, but opted not to. Spun 1, got a 3, and then popped the other 4. Lucky you, Redwood. Lucky all you guys with their shiny 6-star Hyperions. Also picked up Detroit Become Human today. I'm excited to play that. Yeah, it looks like it looks interesting. Especially since those guys allegedly are developing a Star Wars game now. So that should be fun. And there we go, crash number 1. It's fun. it's fun if you're into that sort of branching storyline type game. Just took my mole man to rank 2. What a god. I can't wait to get him to rank 3. I gotta give Mole God a go. I got him unawakened at rank 1. On the bench, basically, because similar to you, no rank up materials. It's what I hear. It's what I hear. Renee says, what up, Rob? Going for hype 2? I am. Good luck. I'm using my units from the battleships to get the crystals, so maybe I won't have to go for round 2. Good luck. So without saying your score, or what you're aiming for, do you think that Hyperion is going to break arena records, or do you think it's going to be something a bit more manageable? Because a number of people I've been talking to have been in the camp where it's like, yeah, you know, 120, 130, maybe 140 tops. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I can see him going for that. And then BG posted his prediction on the live stream yesterday. I'm like, no, get out of here with that. There's no way. Manageable? Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you up there on the board, bud. What's your handle again? Just so I know who to look for. Not a comic reader. What are we setting up with all these champs? Young Avengers? Either Young Avengers or West Coast Avengers. Just because, like, Shang-Chi is also based in San Francisco, Hawkeye's in San Francisco, Ant-Man's in San Francisco. Most likely. She-Hulk, I think, is on the West Coast, too. Which is strange because she always was New York-based. I don't know. I don't think it breaks Hercules numbers. Yeah, right. Hopefully not. I would be positively shocked if it did. Positively shocked. Like, that'd be one of the things that I would miss, and I'd be like, dude, I can't even be mad. I cannot even be, I mean, I'm disappointed, but I can't be mad because there's no possible way that that would have worked out. I can't put up Hercules numbers. I don't want to put up Hercules numbers. That's why I'm probably just going to be going for the 5-star for Null and Anti-Venom. And I'll be perfectly happy with the 5-star because there's no way I'm putting up 180, 200 for those guys. It's manageable because players know that they need to do it twice. It's true. It's true. Hype is a lot better with Awakening. Doesn't necessarily need it because of the Beardo synergy now, but makes him a lot easier to play. Cyber thinks it's going to be very close to breaking records. Interesting. Oh, okay, perfect. Perfect. It'll be easy to remember, Renee. Cheers, bud. We're about halfway through the grind right now, so getting there. Just so much punch decks, punch decks. All the punching and all the dexing. It's kind of freaky though, because like now it feels like the biggest problem to solve with arenas is time. It's not so much like the champs anymore, it's just having the time to be able to put up all the champs. Because as people's 6-star rosters grow, you can use every single 6-star champion you got. And the more 6 stars you get, the more teams you can do, but the longer it takes to run through all those teams. I think it's eventually going to come to a point where it's like, okay, well, either you got to stop running your 5s, run your 6s selectively, and then just refresh those, or some combination of it. Speaking of Shang-Chi, I rank 5'd my 5-star through a spare skill awakening gem on him, and he's insane. Yeah, right? Dude only needs a couple of chi charges to be able to like destroy most everything. You can see the videos of, I mean, I put out a video like as soon as he was released. It's like, this is what he does with like 50 chi charges. And I mean, obviously his numbers are insane. But you only really need like 5, 10 tops. You'll be having yourself a real good time. Gonna have to use units to refresh the first part of the second round if I don't get them from featured crystals or the Marauder crystals. I did pull a 6-star Ghost Rider from one. Dude, you guys are having such good luck. I've got absolutely trash from everything. Like no 6-star like consolation prizes or anything. Nothing. Good for you guys. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you. It's just not my time right now. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Alright, so throw up you and you. So what do you guys think? Have you guys seen like the alleged leak for the 6-star featured crystal? I say alleged because you gotta take it with a grain of salt. Because there isn't... Kabam has been known to pull the rug out at the 11th hour and change it up. So, I mean, it might wind up changing. But they got some interesting characters in there, like Daredevil Classic. So it makes me wonder if they got like a buff for him in the works, or a rework or something. Kind of hope so, because it'd be cool to get the 5-star version of him finally. But at the same time, too, since he's my favorite Marvel character, and since Netflix Daredevil is kind of like a hot dumpster fire for a rework, makes me a little bit apprehensive. Yeah, I think the new Avengers, or the young Avengers, they're going to need to work out some of the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Just get, like, Speed and Wiccan back. Because they exist out in the ether someplace, but just not in the main universe. So hey, my last 5 6-stars were Colossus, Diablo Dupe, and wait for it, 3 Gamoras. Why is Gamora? Why? I mean, I'm sorry. Gamora needs an awakening, so hopefully that's first time pull, first time awakening, and then a little bit extra on top. I was gonna make a joke about her rework or her buff, but that's not funny. She's got True Strike on Special 3, so if you're fighting somebody with evades and you live long enough to get to a Special 3, well, then you're good to go. Never mind, most fights are going to be over by then. Besides the point. But we'll see. I mean, we got Gilly and Thor Rags, and their buffs coming out next month, and I mean, it can't be worse than Gamora, right? hopefully. I didn't see the alleged 6-star feature. Where was this at? It's floating around, so if you go on, I'm sure it's on Reddit at this point. It'd probably be the fastest way to get to it. Let me see if I can find it and bring it up. Let's see what we can find. Maybe. Maybe not. Huh. Maybe not. Sorry, I'm looking it up. I know I saw it somewhere. I don't know. Sorry, bud. I was trying to be helpful, but either the one I was thinking of got taken down or something. But like 80% of it is a combination of the new featured that we knew were going to be coming, and then like basically the who's who of who's been buffed or reworked the last 3 months. With a couple extras thrown in, there was one of the Cyclops, one of the Cyclopes, Rogue is in there, Daredevil Classic, Gwenpool. Couple of randoms. Torch is in there, that's nice. Although he is a buff champion. So we'll see. We'll see. By the way, if you're ever bored, want to have a Guardians of the Galaxy laugh, remember that Vin Diesel recorded I Am Groot in 20 plus languages. Sometimes I listen to it in French just for the lulz. Man, I can't imagine. That must sound so grating for natural speakers of those languages. Hearing like this character speak with a very heavy American Vin Diesel accent. So at 51 she charges, Shang-Chi hits for about 300,000 crit special 2 with all the hits factored in. Yeah. If it is standing, if it was standing, it will no longer be standing. That's for when you absolutely positively have to KO something ASAP. Story I heard was that Vin Diesel was slated to do a Marvel character that got delayed, so they said, hey, well, we got you in contract doing nothing. How about you voice Groot? Well, that's fun. Always makes you wonder who he was supposed to be, if that's true. Yeah, right? Because, like, after Guardians, there was, what, an Avengers, right? No, Guardians was right after Avengers, right after Ultron. So they're starting to... So Spider-Man was next, right? After Guardians? I'm trying to remember my chronology. Because then you had they were building up to Civil War. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Maybe you would have wound up taking Jon Favreau's job as Tony's head of security. But they're like, nah, you can do the voice instead. That's fine. See, with stories like that are fun, like the behind-the-scenes stuff. I appreciate that. It's because it's fun. It's like gives the story and the movie a little bit extra lore to it. Throw up Squirrel Girl, throw up Red Gobs, and Dormy. Gotta remember, I gotta get on that energy too. Also, can we agree that Age of Ultron was a bit of a train wreck? I mean, Ultron himself was cool, but he didn't really do anything. The best part about Age of Ultron, honestly, was the Avengers just chilling at the tower for the party. It wasn't my favorite film. I wouldn't say it was awful, because I mean, we've got like Thor 2, and we got Black Widow, and we got a couple others taking that spot, but it did feel kind of inconsequential. Like, they tried to make it super consequential in Infinity War, or in Civil War, right, a couple years later. But otherwise, that's kind of like, cool, that happened. What up, Supersonic? Good to see you, bud. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Them trying to lift Thor's hammer is the best part. Yeah. If you need, like, a breakdown of everybody's character in a single scene or in 60 seconds of film, there you go. Everybody in a nutshell right there. Everything you need to know. Ant-Man and Wasp was pretty forgettable. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that. Pineapple? What up, AC? But so is Ant-Man, though, too. Like, honestly, I really think that these films are just vessels for you to remember the character and not the movie. Like, if you walk away from the film knowing who the character is, who cares if you don't remember the plot or the villain or the setup or the resolution? You know the character, and that's the important thing. Because they're going to be a supporting character in the next big ensemble. All good, bro. I left the game, but I saw you on. How goes it? It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Starting the month off on a good note. I'm going to be grinding basically every arena, but for the entire month. So I'm challenging myself to that, and we'll see how that goes. Day 2 right now. Life goes well otherwise. Just keeping busy, staying relatively out of trouble-ish. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well as well. Well, I'm leaving for work in about 30 minutes. Not even 100 mil yet. Not yet. I'm getting there. Them debating if the elevator was worthy or not in the end is the best scene in all of the MCU. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. What up, man, Falcon? Hope things are going well. Hope they're going well for you too, bud. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Friday. I would talk crap on Captain Marvel, but I still haven't seen it, and honestly, I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best too. See, for me, I forgot Captain Marvel, the movie, existed right there for a minute. Alright, so I'm going to count that as a crash. It's lagging again. That doesn't bode well. But yes, Captain Marvel, the movie, entirely forgettable. It's just not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what they do with her in the Marvels. We'll see what they do with her going forward post What If. Because the What If Captain Marvel is fantastic. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. Hopefully it's something fun. Because right now she's completely OP. They gotta do something with her to either challenge her or knock her down a couple of levels from her OP-ness. Just burn some energy. She made no impact on Endgame. No, she blew up the ship that was sitting there in the background doing things to the other background characters. That counts. That's something. She got punched in the face. Nice. I'm staying out of trouble. I'm busy working nights. Nice, Falcon. I know people ignore this movie, but I did like The Incredible Hulk 2008. It was entertaining. They were still building up to Avengers, so it was super exciting for that. Getting to see Ed Norton come back, hopefully. And then they're like, nah, we're going to recast the Hulk a third time. So I felt as if I didn't miss much from Captain Marvel. It's true. They have to nerf her, bring her back down to Earth, literally. I hope that's what it is, because there's this terrible power creep that they got going on. Like, they're going from, you know, normal people with abilities to being like everybody's Superman. They're doing that with the Eternals, they're doing that with Shang-Chi, they're doing that with Captain Marvel, they did that with what's-her-face from WandaVision, they're doing that with Scarlet Witch. Everybody's OP. So they can fight giant space CG bad guys. I've always been a fan of like the street level characters. Part of why I'm always been drawn to Daredevil, Batman, and Nightwing, right? It's like, yeah, they've got like fantastic villains and they can do things occasionally that are like, yeah, that's not normal. But at this end of the day, they still are just like regular people, right? Not like Superman where he can do whatever you need him to do. Keeps that little bit extra grounding of reality going. First Avengers, along with Infinity War and Endgame, will always be the best. Build up to them over the years was really worth the wait. Oh yeah. First Avengers was fantastic. Pulling off an ensemble film like that and have it actually be good. Yeah. Dude, that was so exciting when that came out. And then everyone tried to copy the formula. Everyone. And everyone else failed. Because they tried to take a shortcut. They're like, we needed to have our own Avengers out in 3 years. So make it happen. And you can't do that in that kind of time. You got to build up to it. You got to build the audience up to it. Or it's like, let's do Justice League and then do individual stories after that. No. And then let's make Justice League just awful. initially. I'd love to see a Cosmic Ghost Rider in the movie, or at least a 6-episode miniseries. A miniseries. The movies are fun, but I'm so spoiled by a whole series where you've got time to just spend with characters and build stuff up. Remember the Joe Rogan podcast where Ed Norton was on? I always wondered what Ed Norton's script would have looked like if fans would have liked the grim nature of it. I think in retrospect, it would have been really interesting. Like at the time, I don't think it was the right script, but now it could be fun because it'd be something completely different, right? It would be a big departure from the now very predictable MCU formula. So I mean, maybe there's always a maybe. Get out of here, Nimrod. Ya Nimrod. She's have her powers taken away and have her act as a normal human for a bit. I think that's what Cat Marvel needs. Something like that, right? Just take her out of her comfort zone. Nothing will ever be as connected as the MCU, not unless you believe the Pixar theory. Dude, if they make like a standalone Pixar movie where it's just fleshing out the Pixar movie theory, that could be epic. One-Handed Gamer says, hello. What up, bud? I think DC building Justice League around the Dark Knight trilogy would have made it 100 times better than what it was. I agree. Like, I kind of like that the Dark Knight trilogy now kind of just is its own standalone thing. That it can just exist in its own little space. I mean, I got 4 days. I may as well go for it, right? Oh, but I got no energy. Never mind. Cool. Mission accomplished. Because that being said, is that I don't think Justice League and the subsequent spin-offs would have done any favors for the Dark Knight trilogy. Especially since they basically broke Batman at the end. Like, there's no way that Bruce Wayne could come back and do everything that he needed to do. Hey man, if you want to talk about deep cinematic lore, check out the Grubhub crossover with the Jimmy Neutron universe. I am immediately intrigued. I know for a while Cartoon Network was trying to do that, like a crossover bit with a bunch of the old cartoons. I swear too, it's true. It's pronounced like the food Jello. I know. I'm not. I'll say Jello. I was gonna be like, yeah, I know. I'm just doing the J is silent for funsies, but I was like, all right, you're right. You're right. I'll just say Jello. Jimmy basically programs Grubhub and he becomes Burrito Boy. Watch the commercials. Well, it's nice to see that Jimmy Neutron is still doing something all these years after that show ended. Kind of would have thought that he'd have gone a little bit further in life, but, you know, to each their own. And then you had freaking Carl Weezer. It's a rabbit hole if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I think at that point, like between just the things that actually are plausibly true and like the theory crafting that you could spin off from that, I think that there's, I think you could really go with the distance with that. I love Bane. He's such a cool villain. I do too. I just think that he could have been a lot more in Dark Knight Rises. Like, basically, if they combined Bane and Talia into the same character instead of having them be two separate characters, I think it could have been a lot more interesting. Or at least, I don't know, give them a more interesting backstory. Debating if I want to get the daily card Thronebreaker offer or wait in the middle of the month to see if there's a second daily card. Up to you. I mean, it really just depends on how important 14 generic 6-star Sig Stones are to you, because the rest of it is just, fluff. Follow me down the rabbit hole. It's worth it. I promise I'm not making this up. No, dude, I believe you. I believe you. Besides, going down the rabbit hole, that's getting into Matrix territory. Follow the white rabbit. Super duper boo! Still out here grinding? What up, Rob? Dude, always. Always. Story of my gaming life. If there's an arena, I'm probably grinding. But this month especially, it's Grindtober Fest. Doing a featured arena, every arena, basically all month. Also, or Penguin Man is cool. Penguin Man. Half man, half penguin. Gets into some freaky stuff right there. Day before I left the game, I popped 2 5-star crystals, got a new 5-star Ghost Rider. Nice. And it's due back to back. Is he worth a rank 5 as a 5-star? It depends. It really depends on who the rest of your Mystic roster is at this point. I would say yeah, because once he's awakened, he gets that Fury, and the Fury gives him his damage, and he's fun. He still has a fun loop. But as far as like Mystics go, he is showing his age in spades. So it might not be the best Mystic option anymore. Oh, Cosmic Ghost Rider. Oh, okay, then yes, in that case. 100% yeah. Yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider is definitely worth 5 rank 5. You can be using that dude all over the place for crazy numbers. Like the Batman villain, something with penguins. We'll have to see too, because with the new Batman movie coming out, they've got a new version of Penguin. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see what they do with them. At least from the set photos, the makeup and the costuming on that guy is nuts. Alright, come on. Come on, Claire. Get there. Sweet. I got there. I didn't know if I was going to make it, but we got there. Grindtober. Yeah. Yep. Grindtober Fest. I'm still super tempted, because like I do a serial stream once a week on Sundays or Mondays, right? And since it's Oktoberfest, it'd be really fun to do that with, you know, an Oktoberfest brew each week too. But I know my productivity in the arena is just going to, like, tank. It'll be fun. But Grindtoberfest, at least name-wise, that sticks for right now, so I'll keep rolling with it. Doing the MCOC-themed Inktober. Gonna be good. Nice, Boo. Yeah, me too. It's fun. I like Inktober. It's a fun project. Do you think they'll do anything else with Phoenix's Joker? Yeah, they've already... he's already signed on, and they got the director back, so they're doing a second one. Whether it winds up tying in with anybody's established canon, or they're just going to do their own thing is... I don't know, we'll see. I personally hope that they wind up doing their own thing. Because I enjoyed the... I enjoyed that take on Gotham. And the perspective. And I think if you try and like cram it into anybody's established lore, it's not going to help it at all. I only remember the Penguin from the Harley Quinn animated show. I wonder if they fixed his nose. They made it a lot more normal looking. Still a bit exaggerated, sure, but at least, you know, now within the realm of like, yeah, you probably could meet a person that looks like this. Come on, dude. Doink. Nice. Man, they bring back some old villains. Doc Ock is coming in a new Spider-Man movie. Yep. Allegedly. Got it. Alfred Molina coming back. I'm hoping the CG is greatly improved. Because the de-aging that they did on him is not good. It's like worse than Leia in Rogue One. It's bad. But I'm hoping it's just because it's still rough. I mean, honestly, it depends on the story and depends how they wind up bringing him into this story. But I don't see anything wrong with having a modern 2021 Alfred Molina play a character. Diablo is safely better than Guillotine buff, right? Yes, from the look of it. We'll have to see how Gilly plays once the patch is out, because nobody's played her yet. But just on paper, at least, it looks that way, yeah. Martin 007, yeah, for sure. Agrees. Diablo, right. No, not that. In the Harley Quinn anime. Oh, that one, right. I still haven't seen it. I've heard good things about it. I haven't seen it yet. They are not afraid to trailblaze their own path into that universe. They're like, we're not trying to tie it in with anything. We are going to have fun with the characters on our own terms. It's going to stand by itself. So, I mean, cool. Good on them. Based on the recent mcoc vid, they came out. My prediction for December's champ is either Kraven the Hunter or Sandman. My guess is Kraven, personally. I'm hoping Kraven. And I'm hoping Kraven because Kraven is probably going to have a synergy with Tiger and Elsa, by extension, as Hunter and Prey. So I'm just inherently biased because of that. But Kraven's probably my guess. It'll be fun to see what they do. Because, like, Jabari Panther is kind of plays like how I would expect a Kraven to play. So see what he winds up doing differently. If they can do Sandman, then that's awesome. I know that they've said that they've had some technical limitations to Sandman in the past. But if they can get him, then that could be fun. Do you think Super Skrull has a place in the game right now? Aside from a bench warmer or arena fodder? No, not really. Not really. Because like most everybody can do stuff that he can, but better. Like, you could even argue that his purpose is to be a Doom counter, right, on defense, but that's putting him on defense to counter one guy. And other mystics melt him, so... I don't know. I don't think currently. I see what they were trying to do with him, but he just needs to get tuned up in such a way where his damage is worth all the ridiculous ramp up and song and dance you got to do getting to that point. So Grindtober means you're going to give those you're going for those juicy symbiote gods as a 6-star. I don't know. A 5-star for sure. But I don't know. I would very much like an anti-venom. I would very much like null. But I don't think I've got it in me to do a 180 million grind, let alone 2. We'll see. We'll see. If they deleted Super Scroll from the game, it would take a bit for anybody to notice. Sad but true. I think people would notice first that their arena teams are off. Because again, I mean, that's basically all he's good for. Just put up some 6-star points. Uh-oh. Dex. That'd be friggin' insane, but they look so much fun. Yeah, right? Like, the effects that the animators wind up putting on the characters are really cool. I'm hoping that their kits and then their synergies just as much so are next level. Whether they wind up being like the, I don't know, symbiote version of APOC or Beardo or Odin or whatever, I don't know. I know that they probably will have synergies, just statistically it'd be freaky if they didn't. Get off me, dude. Beautiful. Beautiful Quake. Plain old Inside is popping in. Sup to the people. Alas, serial streams out of stock, so Grindtober it is. No question of the day. Kind of sad. I missed those. It's not intentional. It's not intentionally removing question of the day. Question of the day, I suppose, for today is, what are you doing this weekend? And Grindtoberfest is 100% not replacing the serial stream. There still is a serial stream slated for every week, either Sunday or Monday, depending. I'm thinking I might wind up switching that over to Mondays, just because with me grinding arenas, I'm gonna be live playing anyway. And Sunday, with having the arena done, probably should sleep. What up, Sunspotted? Howdy. Say, man, a symbiote APOC would be so dope, right? Just take that dude out everywhere. Wink. And keep on rolling. But then the synergies too, I'm really interested in to see how he buffs the symbiote characters that I already have. Between, obviously Venom Carnage, between Symbi Spidey, Red Goblin, Venom the Duck, Symbi Supreme. Or if they leave the door open for any extra symbiotes coming later on. Who are you, Team Venom or Carnage? I'm Venom for sure. I picked Venom. I don't have a contender in that fight. I was like, yeah, let's go with this one. Why not? Nice. Excuse me. But yeah, Venom for me. May as well. It's his movie. I want Agent Venom to get a crazy synergy. Dude, I forgot about Agent Venom being a symbiote. I just want Agent Venom to be relevant again. He's one of those characters I forget is in the game, frankly. Boink. That was close. Thought for sure I dex too early. Would have gotten clipped by that. That tail end of that. And that would have been sad. Kick. Dex. Fail. Beautiful. Get out of here, bud. Instead of saying what I'm doing on the weekends, nothing. Just daily routine, waking up, YouTube, eat YouTube for hours, spend, rinse and repeat. Hey man, sounds like a time. Definitely sounds like a time. Beast is a champ I forget on a regular basis. Beast should be on a short list for a rework. Like a top to bottom rework. I don't know if he is, but he should be. Dude is very inconsequential, we'll say. Our Patriot is a forgettable champ. Yep, Groot. Bunch of the early mutants. There's no shortage of them, that's for sure. That, do a few more. A couple more. Nice. Nice. Beast is very powerful. They're making it weaker than a chimp. Shame, actually. Right? Like, he was pretty, like, bland even when he came out years ago. And he's had a bunch of synergies since then, and he just has not aged. I wonder if Beast... I wonder if Kabam remembers that Beast is in-game. Or if they're like, oh, yeah, I forgot about him too. Certainly feels that way. Text that. Boink. Stop it. Friggin' Kamala Khan. I don't know how Swadia plays her. Because he just rinses everything with her. And then I play her, and it's just like noodle. Obviously, it's user error. Super tired from playing laser tag with my friends at the arcade place. Friend works there, so he let us play for like 3 hours straight. It was so much fun. Sounded like a good time. Man, like laser tag would be a lot of fun. Airsofting would be a lot of fun. Just getting out and moving about. October should also be the month that we see the legs of the fabulous one. I would hope so, or the butt plate, because they're intentionally holding the butt plate back. Everything else is available as a chance in the crystals, except for that last piece, for reasons. Exclusivity factor, probably. I don't like Korg. Which Karina challenge was the hardest for you? I think Blue Cyclops, the Kabam Mike's Revenge so far. I haven't done the 3 Labyrinth ones yet, so that's probably going to change once I get to those. But probably Mike's Revenge, because it had uncooperative opponent AI. Boink. Sweet. Surprised that actually worked. Airsofting's awesome. I know. I haven't been in years. I would get absolutely destroyed if I were to go right now. But that kind of like makes it even more fun, you know? Especially if you got like a big old field or something out by you, where there's plenty of like shrubbery or cover. Or or at the very least, like an open area. Not a park, but just some like undeveloped area, I suppose. Because then you got the natural cover too, and you probably won't be bothered as much. Man, I wasn't even paying it. Oh no, if I get stuffed with 1% left, that's gonna be so sad. What up, Rono? How's it going, bud? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping by. Need him a dupe on my plat pool. So you have gold pool. Did you get them through arena or luck from the gold pool crystals? Luck from the gold pool crystals. So far, gold pool has not been available in arenas, as far as I'm aware. I think it's just been an RNG drop chance. But yeah, I got super lucky on one of the gold pool crystals. I only got like 20 of them. And got them on one of the early pops. I want to go to an abandoned place or field or something. Yeah. Because then, especially if it's like a newer area for you and whoever you're playing with, then there's a whole sort of like discoverability too. Alright, dude. Alright. Stop it. Take that. And that's that. Haven't done any Karina challenges yet. You'll get to it, bud. No rush. They're not going anywhere. I appreciate that. It's permanent content. They're just going to keep adding to it. Come on. Get out of here. Not close. Any idea where to place Nimrod on defense? Not off the top of my head. I'm not the most savvy when it comes to AW defense, though. So, fair warning. I also got him from the gold pool crystals, one of the last right before the event ends. Just in the nick of time. Beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty, guys. Alrighty. Let's go open up a crystal, shall we? Let's go open a crystal. And then guess. I guessed it yesterday. It was the first time I'd accurately guessed one of these crystals yet. So we're going to open up a Grandmaster. Blech, getting all tongue-tied. I don't care what the rarity is. It's just a matter of guessing who the character is going to be. And this time around, since we were talking about it earlier, I'm going to say Sparkles. But that's going to do me for tonight, everybody. I want to thank you guys for hanging out here on the stream. and starting the weekend off on a high note. If you're new, please consider liking the video and subscribing too. Helps the channel grow, and it's a newer channel, so all of that is very much appreciated. I'll be back, I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow, but Wednesday for sure for the results. No sparkles, not today. And fingers crossed. Best of luck to everybody grinding for HYPERION. Hope you get them. Hope to see you there on the board. Alright guys, I'm going to go take a quick power nap. We'll catch y'all later. I'm Rob vonShoe. Till next time everybody, take care, talk soon, stay safe, and be well all. Bye for now.